it's okay, Auntie, because I think as long as you're not spamming what's up during the stream, we'll be fine. Hi everyone! Hello! Boy, I forgot. It's been a while, huh? I forgot how pink I always look in this camera and this lighting. It always surprises me because, believe it or not, I'm not that pink whenever I look myself in the mirror. But it's fine. Hi guys! Hello Dark Avenger! Hi Scene! Hi Anticas! It's been a while! It's been ages, guys. Hi! Oh, thank you, Dark Avenger. I don't. My hair looks like a witch's hair today. But, you know, I was like, I don't care. I just want to chat with the guys. How's everyone doing? It's been how many months now? When was the last time I actually streamed? Was it like, what, October? Maybe, something like that? Probably. I actually did not do my homework. I did not check at all. But yeah, it's been quite a lot of months. I know I sent you guys through Discord kind of a Merry Christmas message, and then I didn't say anything on New Year's, New Year's basically. I actually had a pretty good excuse for that. I didn't intend to say, you know, Happy New Year everyone, but I was in bed. I had an amazing, you know, 2019 entry. I was in bed with fever, shaking, almost delusional at that point. I had, yeah, one of those New Year Eves. It was amazing. It wasn't. But yeah, October, right? Yeah. So this is why you didn't hear any, you know, New Year wishes for me, because I was out for quite a few days. I think my temperature was at 39 degrees for like 4 days in a row. Almost the whole day, always on that temperature. I got to a point where I was out of it. Yeah, by the time I actually got well enough to be a person, it was way past New Year, so I was like, they probably had a better night than me. Yeah, so wow, it's been quite a few months. Oh, I believe you. My heart is pumping like crazy too. You have no idea what it's like to just get back into this after all of these months. I was like, I'm so nervous still. I'm still super nervous. Yeah, getting back into it. It's probably gonna take a few streams, but I'm happy, and I missed you guys, and I did wanna talk with you. And I had some, you know, I had some times where I was like, maybe I'll do a couple of streams, but then I was like, yeah, but I'll do a couple of streams and then I'll be what, 2-3 months without saying anything again. So I might as well just put streaming off while I'm at school, and I'll return to it as soon as I'm done. So I thought I could maybe work out streaming and school at the same time. Like I was told at the beginning, yeah, sure, you're fine, but then you start piling up work and work and work and work. And it just gets to a point where you're just basically practicing and trying to keep up with the schoolwork. And here's the thing. I noticed right at the beginning that I was way behind on my class. And what I mean by that is I was the only one person there that had absolutely no drawing background besides doing it as a hobby. Everybody there had either gone to art school, already had a fine arts degree, stuff like that. So they were way ahead of me. And I realized that I was gonna have to be 100% focused on school. Otherwise, I was always gonna be way behind everyone else. Oh, I know, guys. You've been sweet, such sweethearts, and thank you for being here. I know you've been here for me all this time, even though we haven't really talked. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so I decided, you know what, I can stop streaming and start streaming at any time, right? And I can only do this course once because I'm not gonna have the money to do it again. So I made a choice to just drop streaming while I was at school, and I would return to it once I was done with it. And I'm done with it. I still don't have my diploma. I mean, assuming I'm gonna earn that diploma, I still don't know almost any grades whatsoever, which is making me a bit bananas. I only know one individual grade from one of the 4 different, I guess, classes I had. And I know I'll have an overall grade as well. And I still don't know if I'm approved or not, so I'm assuming I'm getting that diploma. I'm thinking about doing a post on my blog about Subnautica, and I thought I will mention your channel there. People won't come here. Oh! Thank you, Dark Avenger. She had one of her sons. Good God, Anticus, I feel like you're gonna mention that at my 50th birthday or something. Which, please do, that would be hilarious. Because it would have nothing to do with my, 50th birthday. I feel I have a huge depth for that game, and among the stories I got from Subnautica, meeting you and discovering your channel. Oh, you're so sweet, I missed you. I missed you. I missed you so much. After I catch you guys up, I want to know all about what's been going on with you. Hey, Scene! Life's going. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad either. I can't complain, girl. How are you? What's for dinner? That's what I want to know, because, you know me. And yeah, I'm still waiting to hear about the other grades. And ooh, burger. We had that yesterday, so I'm not too jelly because I already had mine yesterday. But you go. Okay. What was that? I meant to say. No, there's my throat again. Sorry, Gar. I meant to say you go, girl. Garfield is being his old self. Besides your return to streams, if this is a few days a week, it's an estimated birthday gift for me. Oh! It's almost your birthday! Well, I'm glad I'm gonna be able to be around for that. Oh, you're so sweet. So, basically, The course I did is, if I get my diploma, I'll be a concept artist. And I had four different classes. I had traditional drawing, which I don't think I need to go into too much length about that. Just buy some pencils and paper and just draw traditionally, basically. Then I had digital painting, and I also had 3D construction, and a class about concept art as well. I had a concept art teacher. And then in between all those classes, we would have several workshops about different things. Like we had workshops on comic books. We had a workshop on clay modeling for the 3D, for example. We had workshops on storyboards, various things. Yeah, I've been posting more. Some of them I did in class. Some of them were drawings I managed to do on my spare time during the. I feel like saying this year, but it hasn't been a year. But yeah, that was basically it. It was just 4 simple classes, and I mean, overall, yeah, it was worth it. I think I'm a bit better. Still have a long way to go. And some of the classes actually surprised me, and others didn't. Like, for example, I knew I was not gonna like 3D, because 3D is not... I was born to draw, right? It's not the same thing. It's a different experience, it's a different process. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not for me. The whole thing is not the same as drawing, and that's what I like to do. So I knew I wasn't gonna like it, but then I also had a really, really, really bad teacher. Like, really bad. To the point where I would got home, and the day after, where I didn't have class, I would have to spend the whole day by myself on the internet learning what I was supposed to have learned in the previous class. So I basically took that course by myself. And that made me like 3D even more. Less. But it's part of the experience. You're gonna find teachers you don't like, and you're not gonna like everything the same way. On the other hand, I was expecting not to like digital painting that much at all either, because even though I'm way more comfortable drawing digitally now, it still doesn't feel as well. Now it's starting to, but it's because of something else. It still didn't feel as organic to me as traditional, and that's because I spent 30 years basically just drawing on paper. On any college or university teacher comment, oh yeah, definitely Dark Avenger. And actually I had an amazing teacher. And all of our teachers, by the way, they are professionals in our country, in the area. They're great professionals, all of them. Even the 3D teacher, like, he's a great professional 3D modeler. He's just not a good teacher, because sometimes you're good at both, and sometimes you aren't, and he wasn't. He was not meant to teach. Hey Alizone, how are you? I had a bad teacher in uni too, in marketing. Oh yeah, he was very bad at explaining things. Very smart. Exactly, like this teacher, he works for a video game company, so he's good. He's just not a good teacher, and I had to learn everything by myself, basically, and that was very, very frustrating. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm free. I'm finally free. I escaped. But yeah, the digital art teacher was amazing. He's a really good teacher, really good person. He would make the classes light and funnier than they would have been otherwise, because I really struggled in the beginning. But by the time I was in... Oh, thank you, Scene! Thank you so much for the bits. You're my first bits of 2019. There you go. And he actually made me enjoy those classes. The not the first couple of them. Those were not fun at all. But once I pushed myself and I did some hours at home, I actually got to a point where I managed to enjoy classes, and by the end of the year, those were actually some of my favorite ones. But yeah, I learned a lot of things, and hopefully that will help me find some you know, some jobs here and there in regards to drawing. We'll see how it goes. It's still too early to say I'm gonna make a life out of this, but we'll see. I hope I can. And yeah, that's been it basically. I mean, what more can I tell you? There hasn't been much else going on. I got Hey there, Adam. Yeah, I know. How are you? I've been away. I was a self-imposed hermit for a while. I'm back. I should be streaming now a lot more often. So yeah, guys, by the way, I'm planning on I'm planning on starting with let's stream like two times a week. I was thinking about Tuesdays and Thursdays. I might have the occasional stream here and there. Like one week I might say, this week I'm gonna stream on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, something like that. I want to start with 2 days because I need to get back into streaming. I need to get myself acquainted with this again, and the talking to the camera, and you know, because it's been quite a few months, and I need to get used to the idea of the whole thing again. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, around, you know, the usual time that I used to do. I'll probably play some games. There might be an art stream here and there, but I think I'm gonna focus on games with you guys, just because I think art streams for me, even though I do enjoy them, they don't work as well as games, and that's because when I'm drawing, for things to be fluid and the way they work for me, I get out of wherever I am. I go into the zone. And if I'm doing that, I'm not exactly interacting and having fun with you guys, and that's really the main reason I want to stream. It's you guys. It's just to be here talking with you, really. So if I do that on art streams, I know that I'm not gonna focus entirely on the drawing I'm trying to work on, and therefore it's not gonna be as good as it can be, and B, I'm not gonna be, you know, just paying attention to you guys at all as well. So I figured I might do an art stream here and there, But I'm gonna focus mainly on games. I'll probably use the other days of the week to draw and practice because I want to, you know, maintain my skills. Yeah, Dr. Major, you're throwing the biggest party, and I'm not surprised at all because you were always super sweet. You're making this first stream way easier, really. And yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays to begin. I'm still trying to find a job. I'm gonna try. I mean, obviously, I want to find something related to drawing, right? To concept arts, to illustration. If that's possible, that's fine. If not, I would like to maybe find a part-time just so that Anticas isn't as overwhelmed with, you know, bills, accounting, money, all of that. Oh no, I mean, yeah, but you're definitely at the front of the party, Dark Avenger. You're like, you're the party, you're the planner, you're making sure everyone's having a good time. You're at the front of it. I mean, yeah, El Cap might be working. I spoke to him a few times during, you know, my whole hibernation thing. He was doing fine when I spoke to him. He was saying he missed the streams. So he might start showing up once we start streaming regularly. Jay streaming says for all he's not here too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, Anticus is being so sweet. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, just talking about how things have been. What else? What else can I tell you guys? I got I got a temporary job, which I've already ended, and it was good because it allowed me to pay for the last couple of loans, I guess. Not really loans, but tuition. The rest of the tuition. Otherwise, it would have fallen on Anticas, and I really didn't want that, so I managed to find something that lasted enough for me to pay the whole course by myself, which was what I wanted. What is it, Gar? What's wrong, kitty? How are the cats? They've been impossible lately. Actually, I think they were too. I don't know. They were too used to a certain routine, and then the routine changed. And they are spoiled little brats. And yeah, but they're good. They're better than us, really. House cats, they're better than us. But yeah, I still don't have the, you know, the whole job thing. We'll keep looking for it. It'll eventually turn up. They're living the good life. I know, right, Scene? Like, they own us, really. It's as simple as that. Pets own us. They're so much better than us. Yeah, I got check the laundry machine. Go ahead, Archivactor. I had an amazing birthday gift, by the way. I could probably, I mean, this is gonna be a bit freaky, but yeah. I got let me see if I can show you guys. I got a Cintiq, and Scene, you probably will know what I'm talking about. I can even Look at what I'm looking here. I'm using it as my second monitor right now. And that's because we found out we had a little problem. So I can't have both my Cintiq and my second monitor on at the same time. I might fix that with a cable we're waiting for from Amazon. We're still not sure, but I was like, it's fine. Even if I can't, I can just use the Cintiq as my second monitor. That's fine. That's, you know. But yeah, I got this for my birthday, and it's been amazing because remember when I said I couldn't get the same feeling drawing digitally that I could get out on the paper? That's being fixed really quick with the Cintiq. That's making me enjoy digital drawing way more than I used to. It's amazing how different it is in a good way. It makes such a huge difference. I've been loving this thing. So yeah, I think those are my main news for you guys, because my life was just pretty much school. Like, even the days I wasn't there, I was working on either homework projects that they gave us. That was pretty much it. I did have sometimes some periods where we were on vacation, but I knew if I took that time to stream, it would be harder to then stop again. So I was like, nope, I'll return once school is done, and it's done now. So I'm hoping I can keep streaming even if I find something. Even if I have to, you know, reschedule the days and work around stuff, or even stream on the weekends. We'll see how it goes. Nothing we have to worry about now. I'll probably... Man, it's been a while since I've touched those games, but I still have all the games we were playing when I was streaming exactly the way they were. I didn't touch them, so I'll pick those up next week probably, and I'll have to remember where the hell I was at those, but that's gonna be half the fun. So I want to hear about you guys. How have you been this whole, you know, year? Yeah, I can say that. How have you been this whole year? Because we haven't spoken in 2019, not really. Feel free to tell me what's been happening with you. I want to catch up on gossip. Not really. No, just want to know how you guys are. I mean, I mean, Anticus, what have you been up to? I haven't spoken to you in so long. Garfield. 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 Come here. Come here, you silly cat. I can't start streaming that this cat immediately gets jealous. It's amazing. It's like he knows I'm paying attention to something else. Like, he was fine until I started streaming. As soon as I start streaming, he starts misbehaving, calling for attention. Things here are not good. Yeah, Dark Avenger, I can imagine. I've followed throughout the news what happened, what's been happening. Doing good, starting my last year in university this August. I'm kind of excited and scared at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how yours is gonna be. My last year was actually the best. It was the best of all of them. I had less classes, so, you know, I didn't feel as overwhelmed with work. I hope it's the same for you, girl. Because the third year, the last one was the best. The least stressful for some reason, I think. I hope it's the same for you. We would think it could not go worse and we just think more. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dark Avenger. I do hope things get better for you. Hi, cutie. Yeah, Garfield sends his regards, his jealous regards. On the right side, I've collected a lot of original games, not just from Epic. I never thought I could get original. Oh, I'm glad for you, Dark Avenger. I haven't, like, my collection of games hasn't really grown that much. I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to think if I actually got any. I mean, not by myself, because you know I'm on a budget here, but I'm thinking if, I mean, Anticus gave me Tabletop Simulator, and was there anything else? I don't think so. But then again, you know, we're saving ourselves for next year. Let's be honest. Next year is gonna be crazy when it comes to games. So if you want to save up for games, it's gonna be for next year. No doubt about it. Oh, Rocket League! Anticus plays a lot of Rocket League, Dark Avenger. Maybe you guys should play together sometime. Those Darkest Dungeon approved, FTL pretty good as well, and I'm not much into space thingies, but FTL is really good. Jackbox, I'm not even gonna talk about Jackbox Party because I love that. Soma. Friend of mine finished Resident Evil 5 for me. I have not played it, but I've watched a full playthrough of 5. I know, right? Seeing Jackboxes, I love that. It's amazing. Yeah, but I don't think I've added like nothing significant to my collection yet. I'm waiting for next year. I'm waiting for that Cyberpunk 2077. Oxenfree! I love Oxenfree. I think it's such an original, cool game. I loved it. What else? I know, right? But I mean, it's kind of, I get you, Sin, but it was the same with The Witcher 3, and it was totally worth it. The money was so worth it. The money that The Witcher 3 costs was super worth it for the game. So I'm pretty confident that Cyberpunk is gonna do the same thing. CD Projekt Red are one of the few companies I have full trust in, still. The thing about Oxenfree was that the premise of the game was very similar to some movies I watched recently, The Endless and Resolution. Yeah, they were made by the same movie makers. True. I still liked it very much, and I saw different people play in completely different ways. It's okay, Cat. It's okay. It's okay. I still love you. We are waiting for a board game though, like an actual board game. Antica's splurged a bit on supposedly a really good board game, and we're waiting on it. Oh, what is this, mister? I didn't give you permission to get your butt in here. What is this? It's like you know I'm streaming. You know I'm not gonna. Okay, let me see if I can actually read chat. I can. Still looking for an original copy of Stardew Valley. That will be worth it as well, yeah. He's cosplaying the background image, totally. But yeah, we're waiting on Gloomhaven. We'll let you know how it goes, because we're probably gonna play it as soon as it gets. We're really excited for it. It's been a while, and by a while I mean some decades since I played a board game, I think. I know, right, Scene? I've had so many hours on that game. When I played it the first time, back when you know it was still the pirated version. I know it was stupid. I would start playing that game, and by the time I looked at the clock, and by the way, when I mean start playing was like I had breakfast, and you know I was on vacation, and I was like, what the heck, I'm gonna play all day. And I remember sometimes Antica's being like, do you know what time it is? And I was like, no. And it would be 4 in the morning. I had played the whole day without even batting an eye. I remember going to bed at 5 a.m. and just to keep company, keep Antica's company, basically, because I think I would have done like several days in a row, just because the game is so addictive. I was talking to some friends about Twitch, and of course I mentioned your stream, particularly the ones you did when Antica streamed Monster Prom. Yes, so about Monster Prom, a couple of things. I got the DLC. Antica's bought me the DLC, and I'm so excited for Monster Prom 2. Have you guys checked the Kickstarter? It was a huge success, and I can't wait to play the second one. And of course, guys, we will do some streams of the DLC for you guys, because there's new characters, new voices for us to have some fun with, and I love that game. I adore that game. Yeah, I know, Octopath Traveler, Dark Avenger. I thought about you as soon as I saw that Octopath was available for PC. I immediately thought about you. It is very expensive at the moment, yeah. It's on my list though. It's on my list. I got a purring kitty on my desk. By the way, guys, at my school, I met a girl. She was not from my class. I was in concept art, she was in illustration, but I met her, and turns out she's one of the authors of one of the fan art. You can see on the Monster Prom extra features. You know, the gallery where you can actually check fan art. She actually has one of her pieces there. it was really cool that I that I actually, I think I met her first, and then I was playing Monster Prom, and I unlocked some pictures. It wasn't one of hers, but I remember going through the list to check the new ones, and I just stopped at her drawing, and I was like, I know this type of drawing. Like I hadn't seen. She hadn't shown me that particular drawing, but you know when you sometimes recognize someone's art because it's very specific, and I was like, I know this, and I was like, it can't be. It's too much of a coincidence. And then I went to her Instagram and I found the fan art there, and I was like, holy crap, the world is such a small place sometimes. It's unbelievable. She's a really cool girl. She's actually from Brazil. She came to Portugal to study. She was going back now at the end of the year, but we kept each other's numbers, so we'll keep in contact. But I thought that was so amazing that that the world is so small like that. What would have been the odds? See, yeah, I'm catching up with chat. But yeah, the problem with it's not that the particular game is not worth the 60 euros. The problem is that there's quite a lot of games that we want to play that are worth the 60 euros. And we can't afford those 60 euros to every single game. Let's face it, that's the problem. It's not that the game isn't worth that, it's that we can't afford all of them for that price. Yeah, one of the cool things that happened to me this year was I got to meet throughout the workshops, and well, some of my teachers as well got to meet a lot of concept artists for different games, actually, which is always cool to know that some Portuguese concept artists are actually working on some big titles or some well-known titles without us knowing about it. It's pretty cool. Just to give you guys some examples, we had a workshop with the concept artists for the Alice, I think it's that game, Alice Descent into Madness, something like that. I think it's the I don't know if it was the first one. I think it was the first one, but yeah, he was the main concept artist for that game. And some of my teachers and another concept artist have worked on big EA titles and stuff like that. So that was cool to see, because we got to see some of their work. Yeah, Alice Madness Returns, exactly. Thank you, Anticus. Always so helpful. How's work, by the way, Anticus? Hi, Mr. Gar. Here, I'll, let me see if I can, you can probably, hopefully. Yeah, you can see. I could be done with it if it was up to me, I bet. I want to see if this is the year that we make Anticus stream a couple of times, because I think he would be perfect for streaming. But yeah, we definitely have to do some together streams. We do have that Monster Prom DLC. And I'm sure we can find other stuff to stream together. We have fun when we're messing around with each other, so we'll definitely do it this year as well. So what else? Any other news? How's streaming going for you, Scene? I'm assuming your channel is doing okay. Yeah, because that would be cool. Whenever you feel like it. Doing good? Yeah, I knew it would. But I'm glad. And you should definitely, Antigus. I mean, I'll be at home as well, so I can just mess with you during your streams. So I would wear a banana costume at 400 followers. Regardless, make sure you have that banana suit ready when the time does come. You gotta have it at hand by that time. I know, right? Dark Avenger stream with Anticus is always good. I have ordered it. Nice, nice. Faithful to your word. I like that. Miss Pillow, I love the 3 drawings you put on the stream, but if I had to choose just one, don't make me, I would choose number 1. Oh, sure, don't worry. You won't have to choose. I'll probably make more as time goes on. These were some, just some things I thought would fit because they showed a bit what my streams were about, right? Me playing RPGs, because not that I don't play other things, but those are definitely my favorite type of games. Me drawing, and you know, Garfield just stealing the show as usual. Wanna read on the red shirt? Yep. This one right here. That was the first one. I mean, I had to have one of me playing. But yeah, I mean, Scene, if the time does come, please make an announcement so that I don't lose that, because I do want to see that banana stream. I mean, it has to be one of those events of the year. It's gonna be one of the events of the year. I'm letting you know. Hi, Mr. Gar. Oh, cat. I'll make sure to announce it. Good, good. You're here. Just don't. You're getting all over my Cintiq. And I'm kinda picky about my Cintiq. I don't want you all over it. I'm still treating. I'm sure at some point I'm gonna, you know, use the Cintiq like I use the tablet. But right now it's still my baby. I still treat it like it's a precious crystal in my hand. How this banana is. The striptease. You do have a good point, Dark Avenger. You do have a good point. So yeah, I still don't know what I'm gonna play Tuesday. I just came up with that one. It's a good one. I know I gotta continue. I mean, I don't gotta, but I wanna continue Tales. But it's gonna take a while for me to remember exactly what I was doing, and I just lost something. Well, I'll look for it once the stream is done. I'm not gonna waste my time here. My computer is freaking out. Yep. Ha 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 ha! Ha, Anticus! I remember a girl got a stumble or fall in Tales and I just used this emote. Yeah, the blonde girl, yeah. The angel. I mean, I still remember this story. Totally accurate emote right now. I still remember the story, but I don't quite remember what I was doing at whatever point I stopped. But I'm pretty sure it'll come back to me. Probably. My computer just had a brain fart. My earphones have been plugged the whole time, and my computer just decided for some reason they weren't, but they are. But yeah, I know we still have Tales. I still gotta finish XCOM, and I will. Yeah, I don't know which one I'll do Tuesday. I guess I'll see what I feel like more out of the two when the time comes. Yeah, finish XCOM. You know what I mean, Nancy, because I still have that last, don't I? I do, right? Oh boy, yeah, I do. I haven't finished it yet. I still have that last battle, I'm pretty sure. I'll see what I feel like when Tuesday comes. But I do want to finish those two for sure. Pretty sure you haven't finished the game, yeah. So it happened something like that. I started on December, January, and got a hiatus until May when I finally finished it. Yeah, it's once you get into it, like two streams after I get into it, I'll probably just be fine. But those first two streams are probably gonna be me like, oh yeah, right, that happened, and stuff like that. How did you like Soma, by the way, Dark Avenger? If that, Anticus, I mean, if that. And sometimes when you do, it's thanks to me. But I mean, RPGs to me, they have to be finished. It's just, they have to. The same way that, you know, you can't leave a book unfinished. I need to know the end of the story. As predictable as that story might be. There you go, Anticus, same. You guys can commiserate together. Probably Anticus, yes, it would help. Soma was good, very atmospheric game, but I didn't know it was a walking simulator. It is quite a bit, yes. That was a bit of a letdown. But the story was so compelling and smoked. Yeah, I remember when Soma got out, a lot of people didn't like it. And I guess maybe because some of them were expecting a different type of game, maybe. Personally, I liked Soma. I didn't have a problem with it. Yes, it was a bit different than what I was expecting, but I did not dislike it. I remember a lot of people disliked it at the time. Smoked is a term we use here when something is incredibly convoluted. I can't speak today. And unexpected in many ways, like it was done by people very high on smoking weed. I get you. I understand. I see where the term comes from. Oh, and ginger out. We got a ginger cat. Just okay. Thank you. I guess he was done crashing my stream. The ending almost got me raging, but I went until after credits and I got a very good ending. Nice. Oh guys, it's been we've been streaming for a while now. Nice. It's nice to know that I can fall back into conversation with you guys just as easily. I was actually a bit not worried, but I had the jitters, you know, because it had been a while. Good in some way because the ending could be called bittersweet. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't believe that there's just there's one good ending. I get what people mean when they say the good ending, but it's like depending on the type of story you want to tell and the type of story that you want to experience, different endings might be the good ending depending on the person. But yeah, I totally get what I get what you mean. I do gotta say, guys, being away for so long, I actually, when I started going through the process of getting ready to stream again, I was like, holy crap, it's been so long. Streamlabs is looking completely different. Like, so different. I had to reset passwords, yada yada yada. I was like, I should have done this sooner. Moobot, the page is completely different now as well. So it seems like while I was away, everything was revamped. Let me tell you two stories about Subnautica Miss Pillow. First one, when I got it from Epic, a friend of mine tried it for the first time. Oh boy. He used to watch me playing it sometimes, but he always said that game is not my cup of tea or something like that. Let me guess, he got hooked on it. Did I get it right? He totally got hooked on it. Well, when he sat on the PC and tried the game, he could not let it go until he finished it. I got it right. But that's good. It's great that he actually managed to get a lot more out of it than he was actually planning to. He even dedicated his time capsule to the people on Duror and the Cassie Crew. Nice. I should have gotten a drink for this stream. This stream deserved a drink. I just didn't think about it. It's getting that time of the day where, to me, when I look around in my living room, it doesn't look that dark, but it's starting to get dark on stream. It was something like this. To all the people who died in the Aurora and the Yassi crew, they gave me the strength to keep pushing forward when I thought I could not. And in the words of the great Barturga, there will always be the view. Oh, that was really nice. That was really, really good. I like it. Huh. I approve. Not that I need to, just saying. I approve. Also, my little niece is 8 years old, wanted me to play the game so badly, she wanted to watch me play. I'm enraptured. I want to know what's coming next. When I reached the ending, as the credit rolled, she exclaimed with her hands near her mouth, "What a great game." Oh, that's so cute. I love it. I still remember when I was really, I mean, probably not as young as that, because I wasn't around games that much at that time. Mainly because my parents were completely against it. I had one or two friends who had consoles, but like I almost didn't play. But I remember when I was still young enough that the first few good games that I played just made my inner girl go like, that was such a good story, that was such a good adventure. And I think even though you can think that to some level now, there's just something about experiencing it in your youth, and I mean by youth I mean more towards your childhood, that can make a game so extra special. I'm pretty sure if she had that reaction like 10 years from now or 20 years from now, she's still gonna look at that game with some real fondness still. Because I feel that way about some, like Final Fantasy IX was one of the first games I've ever like played from beginning to end, and that game has such a special place in my heart. Happy tears. I know the feeling, Dr. Vinger. I'm a crybaby. I cry. I cry about anything and everything. I don't like it at all, but I cry if I'm... It's not even if I'm sad, or I cry if I'm mad. If I get pissed enough, I start crying, and then that makes it a bit... like people start thinking that I'm actually hurt or something like that, and I'm not. I'm just pissed, but I'm crying with anger. I'm a crybaby, so I get you. I cry about anything and everything. Same thing. Yeah, I get you, girl. It's like, and I don't want to be crying because that it looks like it's making me less angry at the moment, and that makes me even angrier. It makes me cry even more. So it's a vicious cycle. But yeah, I'm a crybaby. it is what it is. Apparently, my body likes to, you know, release salty tears whenever I feel too much of something, no matter if it's good or bad or in between. Should probably light up a lamp, but I don't feel like it because then the mosquitoes are gonna get to me. And because you're actually, I mean, you're nowhere near the way I am, but you're not a stone man, you know, those men that no matter what they're feeling, you never see them cry. You're not like that. And I actually like that because I'm such a crybaby that at least makes me feel good that you know, and when the time comes, Anticus can cry. It makes me feel a little bit better. Because if I had one of those boyfriends that just never cry, me being such a crybaby, that would be way too off balance. Expect more Monster Prom with a new DLC and those things? Hell yeah. We've played it once, the DLC, together, just so that we could, you know, experience it and see if it was working okay. But that was it. We played once. We expect the next time we pick it up, it'll be for you guys. Very off balance, yep. So we'll definitely do some Monster Prom streams because 1, I love that game. 2, I still have many endings to complete, and I still know very little about the DLC because, like I said, we only played once. So in fact, my last posts on the blog have been about couple relationships. There's always good things and bad things and valuable things to talk about relationships, I think. Speaking of, how are we in Dark Avenger? Have you found someone yet? Are you still single? What's your status? I still have an Anticus in my life, in case it wasn't obvious yet. We're still you know, how do I want to put this? We're still annoying the hell out of each other. We're doing good. I guess me not being in a relationship makes me never. Yep, that answers it. I think the last time I spoke to El Cap, he was still single as well. I guess you look, be honest. You guys just wanted to. You wanted me to be present in your life for when that moment happened, so that we could all partake in it, right? It's gonna happen this year. No, not forever. Come on, there's billions of us in the planet. Statistically speaking, you gotta find someone that's gonna be good for you. Next week, before we start streaming again, I should probably contact El Cap just in case he doesn't know that I started streaming again, just so he knows. Doesn't mean that he'll be able to, you know, drop every single stream, but maybe he'll show up every once in a while. Maybe I already found it and didn't keep it. Here's the thing, Dark Avenger. I'm a very practical person, but at the same time, I do believe that some things in our life do happen for a certain reason, in the sense that, you know, like me taking this course, I was asked a lot of times when I announced I was gonna start the classes. I was like, why now? Why are you doing this now? Why didn't you just choose to go to fine arts college? Why are you doing this? You could have done this so many years ago. And I said, because now is the time for me to do it. So in that sense, even if you did find the person, I mean, I think there's more than one person for us in our lives, I think. I'm not saying that we all have to have several people. I'm just saying it's possible that you have several special people in your life. Just because you found one doesn't mean you can find another. There are too many people on the planet for anyone to be lonely. Right, Scene? See? I get it. I also get you, Dark Avenger. The lone wolf. I'm very much that person. And I'm being a bit hypocritical because, yeah, until I found Anticus, I didn't think I would have an Anticus in my life. But then he kind of proved me wrong, and doesn't mean you're not gonna find that other lone wolf to keep you company. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly. There's no such thing as perfection in anything human related. We're too imperfect to. In fact, that's probably why we're so obsessed sometimes with perfection, because we're too imperfect. But yeah, I get it. It doesn't mean that you have to be obsessed thinking about, when is the other lone wolf gonna come into my life. But just don't think it's gonna be forever, because it doesn't have to be. No hay que ser infalibles ni perfectos. La búsqueda de la perfección es otro mito que constantemente arruina las relaciones, no solo las de la pareja. That's true. Yeah. I mean, as a society, we are not even just as a society. I think even just as a species, we've been always very obsessed with perfection. And again, I think that's because we are such an imperfect being. And the problem with that is it's okay to kind of have that obsession if it's used in a good way. The problem is we haven't used it in a good way at all. We've designed some views about relationships and societies based on perfection that aren't real or sustainable at all, if we think about it. Some things that I like about the old fairy tales, before we started rewriting them and adapting them to today's society, some things that I liked about those old fairy tales were that there was no perfection there, if you think about it. And a lot of the time, some of those endings weren't good at all, or they were bittersweet, and that was so much better because after we started editing those, we grew up, like my generation, we grew up with the perfect ending, perfect couple, perfect relationship, perfect fairy tale, just completely embedded into our minds, whether we want to or not, because it was in all little stories and cartoons that we watched. But if we had grown up with the old fairy tales, I wonder if we would still think about that way. And this is just a really small example. Fairy tales doesn't mean it's just the fairy tales. It gets translated to almost everything nowadays, but it starts there, because we start that brainwash really early in our childhood. How boring is the modern love? Everyone trying to feel less and not scare the other person. I love you, but I don't tell it to you. I miss you, but I don't speak with you. I want to see you, but I don't go there. Showing care these days is a shameful act. It is a little bit, yeah. And you know, even I'll be totally honest. Sometimes I do suffer from those. Sometimes I do. I think as long as you recognize it and you're aware of it, and you actively try to work around it. But then again, we might be the minority. So, speaking of, I'm getting at that point in my life where everybody is expecting me and Anticus to start having kids. Boy, it's such a particular time in your life, let me tell you. We're getting at that phase where a lot of our friends have kids, and the older grown-ups are like, it's about time you start popping out some kids. Yeah. It's interesting, let me tell you. I think that's in a relationship's karma these days. If you love too much, the girl will get scared and flee. Yeah, again, I blame society for that, right? When I got together with my boyfriend, I was very myself, because if he was gonna be with me, I would have to know that he liked me for me. And yeah, another polished version. I totally agree, Scene. Like, I was 100% myself with Anticus. We would goof so much. We would have just the silliest talks sometimes, and we would just act like idiots. But that's the thing. If I was gonna trust someone 100%, I needed to know that he would be totally okay with me just being a goofball. Okay, Alizone, thank you so much for dropping by. I'm glad you were here. Don't worry, I'll stick around. I'll stick around now. School is over. Have the rest of a good day. We wear a lot of masks in disguise just to get someone to like it. Yeah, that is so true, Dark Avenger. More normal, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess here's the thing. I'm one of those people. Acting for me is exhausting. It's like, it's so exhausting. I think I would be drained spending my day pretending to be someone I'm not. Exactly. They try to be someone perfect, and that just isn't possible. But I mean, it's. I was going somewhere with this conversation. I was gonna say something, and it just completely flew right past me. I watched it go. Um. Yeah, I know what I was gonna say. I'm not saying you can't find some things annoying on the other person. Like, there are quite a lot of things that annoy me and drive me nuts sometimes about Anticus. However, however, I'm aware that I don't want necessarily for him to change that. Because if he did, he would no longer be the Anticus I love, right? So, those things will always drive me bonkers, and I'm never gonna like them, but they make the man I love. So I don't want him to get rid of those. I'm aware of them for the good that they do as well as the bad. And the good is they make the person I love. Oh, come on, we all have things. I'm not talking about anything specific, but we all have things that we that drives us nuts about the other person. It's natural because again, no one's perfect, but you wouldn't be you if you didn't have them. You have to love them for the bad and good, exactly. Yeah, I'm reading what you posted there, Dark Avenger, about living with someone and loving them if they're constantly, yeah, complaining about the way you are. I think it's fine to sometimes complain about certain things if they affect your day-to-day life together, but that doesn't mean that you have to completely change the other person. If you know what I mean, like if there are some little things that are getting in the way of your life together, I think it's always good to talk about and see what can be done. And that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to change those things, but sometimes there's a middle ground that you guys can find. Um, but there are plenty of things that annoy the hell out of me that Anticus might do, but those are never gonna be like things that I'm gonna be like, either you change that or we're done. No, it's. But you know, some people. I don't know. Some people just have different values, I guess. Catch a stream of harm therapy for the lone hearts. That is quite true. But I mean, we it's part of our streams, right? We do spend a lot of time in our streams sometimes talking about whatever. So yeah. My ex was very jealous and possessive, and bringing my friends home was a big issue for her. Yeah, now I can see how that would be. Here's the thing. I can admit, and I'm aware that I'm a jealous person. I am. However, I'm aware that I am, and I do set boundaries for myself. Like, I would never in my life complain or be against Anticus being with any of his friends, with any of his family. There are certain limits that I set for my jealousy. I can be aware of it and I can manage it in a better way, and that's what I do. Like, friends and family are completely out of reach for my jealousy. It's something that I refuse to think about even. I would never. Doesn't matter if I like those friends or not, because I don't have to like them. But then again, they're not my friends. They're Antikas, and yeah, that would never happen with me. I would be nope. I would not be myself if I'd done that, because I would never admit that a person should do that to me. So I would never do that to someone else. Yeah, I would even argue that two times a week is not even that much, Dark Avenger. But then again, people are different. For her, apparently, 2 times a week was too much. Yeah, I guess it comes down to that self awareness. I have problems. I'm not perfect. I have my issues. I'm just aware of them, I think. And I try to have them into consideration when that affects people around me. Just, you know. Yeah, clearly she was very insecure, clearly. Yeah. I mean, I think friends and family are those two pillars in your life that you just don't shake for anyone else. I don't think it's right to do. And especially these are people that were there for him or her before you came along. So what rights do you have, right? Because hanging out with your friends 2 times a week, yeah, at your house seems reasonable. Exactly, Sin, exactly. I mean, 2 times a week, that's not even, yeah, that's, yeah, Sin coming with the truth pearls there. Yeah, she had to learn to love herself before she could love you. Hopefully she did eventually. I think some people spend their whole life without learning that. My thingy. It's good. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't your fault, Dark Avenger, because from what we know from you here, you seem like the perfect gentleman. You seem like that guy that's gonna shower a girl with affection and attention. That's just the impression I get from you. So I don't think I don't think there's anything you could have done except from just shutting out everyone else in your life and living just for her. Because usually that's what those kind of people um, want out of a relationship, and that's not a relationship you want to have. Almost no one, Dark Avenger. Yeah, you don't see a lot of girls nowadays with flowers, do you? Then again, depending on where you live, I will excuse um, I will excuse guys from doing that, because depending where you live, buying flowers nowadays can be a fortune. It's kind of bonkers sometimes. Yeah, there's always going to be something, Dark Avenger, unless you live exclusively for that person. They're always going to find something else to be mad about. You got rid of your friends, they complained about something else, and yeah, that's usually just how it goes, unless you're just focusing on them 24/7. Yep, and she would probably fight you for that book, yeah. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. Maybe I could be one of those people if I weren't aware of limits, boundaries, and you know, because I am a jealous person, but I don't act on very much on that jealousy, if that makes sense. Like, it can be jealous of something, but I'm not gonna, a lot of the times I'm not gonna do anything about it. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, staying in a toxic relationship wouldn't have done anything for you. You would never make her happy, period, because those people can't be happy. It's just not possible. You would never be able to make her happy, and that would not have been your fault. And then you would just make yourself miserable. So I think you did the right thing. Such an intense, such an intense song for what we're talking about. Yeah, here's my opinion about people that say that they're gonna change. Um, I'm my opinion is, people can tell me how many times they want that they're gonna change, and people can show me that they've changed. And usually, if people choose to tell you they're gonna change instead of showing you that they've changed, just don't waste your time. Because when the sentiment is genuine, you will see that the person has changed. They will show you. They won't have to ask for it, for a chance. Yeah, Same old, same old. That's the pattern of every abusive party in a relationship, is that they will change for a small period of time, and just to seduce the other person back into the relationship, and they return to the same pattern. Yeah. Fortunately, I've never been on the, receiving end of one of those people, but I've had close friends who have been and are. So I'm well aware of it. I mean, I can't say never, but I would be a hard target for that kind of thing. I'm one of those people that doesn't take certain kind of crap. Oh no, I mean, nobody's perfect, Dark Avenger. Nobody's perfect, but there's making mistakes, and there's monopolizing and controlling a relationship, which she clearly wanted to. Nobody's perfect, and relationships have problems, and but you know I have I have problems every now and again with Anticus, but neither one of us wants to control the relationship we're in. Like, we're in it, it evolves, it but we never want and to control it in any way. we're so we're we keep on banging our heads together. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it's a lot of things. It's the way you think. It's the way you saw relationships. Um, as you were growing up, maybe. I think that sometimes can influence a lot the way people are in relationships when they are adults, maybe. Well, look at it this way. At least you used it for something positive and constructive. You know? Don't see at those posts on your blog as a bad thing. I actually think they're a good thing. You were able to take something negative and change it and turn it into something positive. Exactly. Look, yeah, it's funny, but it's also quite true. Why not? Why not? And even if you're not, you might actually help other people that are going through the same thing, to just connect a little bit, to see somebody writing what they're thinking or feeling or going through. That might help them as well. Perfect. What's bad for your heart is good for your art. I love that. You know, Scene, the other day, maybe a month ago, but you know, you get what I'm saying. I was thinking about some artists that go through really really bad periods of their life, and they make some amazing art out of it. And I was like, man, I wish I was like that, because that doesn't work for everyone, right? Your quote just made me think about it. And some artists are actually able to turn some really dark periods of their lives into amazing stuff. I can't. I wish I could, because I've had some rough moments throughout the year, in periods where I was feeling down, and I was like, man, if I could use this for my school work, and get really awesome drawings, that would be amazing. But I'm not one of those artists, I've discovered. I do not thrive with with sorrow. Writing is also art. That is very true. Writing, it is a form of art. Yes, it's still. I'm one of those people that when I'm in my dark space, I stay in it. I can't take it and use it for something. Um, any form of art, writing included, because I was never able to use a journal when I was feeling down or nothing. Like I get stuck in that vortex, and I can't use that for something else. Unfortunately, because that would be amazing. I think it's people that can actually do that. I think maybe have an easier. I'm saying maybe. I'm not saying they do. Maybe they have an easier time at being able to process what they're going through. But again, I'm speculating, I'm not saying. I just get the feeling. Yeah, games can do that. I think games are such an immersive form of entertainment. You have to just do. But yeah, yeah, I already knew that, and I think that's such amazing that you could actually use those means to just help you out. And I think, yeah, games can definitely be a valid way to. I don't know. I compare games a lot to books. I don't know why, but I think it's because they give you an experience. In books always gave me an experience as well, so I guess that's why sometimes I compare games with books a lot, in the sense that they can give you that experience that you needed for something else. Shameful side of things with Stardew. I love that Stardew looks like such a happy, bubbly, cuddly little game, but it actually deals with a lot of dark stuff in it. Haley. Okay. My first husband was Sebastian. One day Haley told me to fix your own breakfast with no reason at all. She was angry with no reason. Really? She does that? And I told myself that's just like Jessica. Yeah, you're thinking that unconsciously, consciously you went for the character that resembled your ex the most. And that makes perfect sense to me, actually. Yeah, it's just your subconscious, you know, especially if you're still dealing with the divorce. Your ex-wife was at the back of your head. That's very human, actually. That's very human. Actually, I went. I know who Anticus is in that game, and he's not Sebastian. I just went for Sebastian on my first playthrough, just because he was the NPC I was having the most trouble talking to. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to make him my husband just for the added challenge. But that was just it. But I know who Anticus is in that game. And it's not Sebastian. The thing is, of all the 5 girls I could be with, just chose the one that was most similar to my ex. But that's quite normal, actually. If you weren't thinking about a challenge like I was with Sebastian, because he was the one NPC. I had met everyone else, and I spent day after day without being able to talk to him, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make him my husband just because of that. But the truth is, and consciously, when we have, you know, romancing partners in games, a lot of the times we choose characters that, even without us noticing sometimes, have similarities to people in our lives. You also married Sebastian? Scene? Oh, you're easy. Anticus, you're the guy in the skateboard. I can't recall his name right now. But you're Sebastian's friend, the blonde guy in the skateboard. I can't recall. What is his name? I can't recall his name. You're that guy. You're so that guy. I can't recall. Never got to know Elliot, to be honest. Yeah, some characters you always don't feel as inclined to get to know as well as others. I guess, but that's normal. It's like in life. You don't connect the same way with some people as you do with others. In fact, my ideal woman is someone like Abigail. Yeah. But it's funny how sometimes in our minds, we can idealize a type of person that would be good or ideal for us. But then when it comes to actually getting attracted to or falling for someone, you can go for someone completely different. Our brains are weird. I think Abigail is an overall very popular character, I believe, in Stardew. For obvious reasons. My ex and I could not be more different, like water and yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes we know, we idealize what would be good for us, but then our brain is like, nah, you're gonna go that way instead. It's getting so dark. Not really. If I go outside, it's still very bright, but you know, there's only so much one single window can do for a whole house. It's been 2 hours. Holy Flynn. I've been streaming for 2 hours already. Time has flown by. Wow. Okay, so oh god, I probably forgot all of those commands already. Just looking at chat now, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I probably have to remind myself of so many things again. I mean, Anticus, for you I can probably make a special deal, because I mean, you can pay me in other ways, but we can probably make a different deal, as in you promote my art in your channel for, you know, for free, and I'll do you you know, things free of charge, because you know, you pay me with a promotion. You know, and other ways as well. We can we can draw a private contract later on. You know. You're a special case. I was looking today, I was not required in the kitchen so far. Yeah, I mean, you were lucky and I was lucky as well, because we got to talk a lot, Dark Avenger. We were able to... I was thinking in my brain how to say something, and then I recalled that the something I wanted to say involved, you know, something that is not translated from Portuguese. So I was like, yeah, that's why I can't recall how to say it, dummy. But yeah, we were able to catch up. Like the old times. The old times. It looks like, I mean, it was long ago. I was gonna say, it looks like it was so long ago, but it was long ago. It was quite a few months. Sounds like you're gonna get so awesome quick charge. I mean, look, you're not gonna be one of those clients that's gonna be super picky, because I'm not gonna stand for that. Otherwise, you're gonna make your own dinner, mister. Fair warning. Then again, I was taught at school how to deal with, you know, difficult clients as well, or how you should deal with difficult clients, so. Man, I missed the whole emote thing. You know, the whole emote thing. What, I mean, looking at chat and seeing all those emotes. I missed everything actually. I did miss streaming. I missed what streaming did for me. Because it does help me. It does help me as a person. And I did miss that. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. Yes, I am. Now, Anticas. It's that time. Hype. It's that time where if I gotta start thinking about dinner. And if I'm gonna take care of dinner, I'm gonna have to kinda wrap up the stream. Cause it's still gonna take Yes, miss. Yes, miss. I'm getting at that age too where sometimes I'm called miss. And I'm like, I'm starting to get you know, I'm supposed to be more of a ma'am now, but I don't look like a ma'am, so I'm still called a miss a lot. I can? Oh wow, okay. Well, okay. I'm just thinking if I should put things back in the freezer or I guess it can hold on till tomorrow, probably. Yeah, sure. Okay. Fine. We can chat for a bit longer then. I'm all itchy. I'm filled with itches. So what else? What else can we catch up on? Let me think. Hi, Mr. Black. I got another cat saying hello. I can't talk to you guys about vacation plans because my vacation, our vacation is the same as usual, which is basically staying at home because we can't spend money on vacation. So I can't really talk to you guys about vacation plans. I can tell you that when Antica's, I mean, I'm on permanent vacation right now, so. But when Antica's has some vacation time, we'll be here, and I'll still stream a little bit. He'll probably stream as well. We'll see. If you want to go controversial, there was some news yesterday. No, I am not talking about that, Anticas. Like I'm that disturbed me to the point where no, just no, because I am seriously pissed. Too much heat there. No, actually, Dark Avenger, we're having a shitty weather, and I mean shitty in the sense that it's not bad. Like, we're having spring weather more than summer, and I don't mind that at all, because you know me, I hate heat. I hate sweating and the heat that we usually have in our country in the summer. I hate it. So I don't mind having more of a spring weather, which we've been having for quite a while. What the problem is sometimes we have like a week where there's heat, and then we go back to several weeks of spring weather, and then we have weeks where it rains, and then it shuffles again. And what that has been doing for me is a lot, and I mean a lot, of headaches, migraines, my knee, which gives me problems when it rains, has been acting out for months, and the goddamn weather has been making me unwell for months now because it doesn't stay one way for too long, and so my migraines go crazy, my knee gets crazy, and I can't enjoy I can't enjoy my days sometimes because of that. So yeah, it's not that I don't like weather like this as it is right now, because I would love to have a summer with a spring tone, but the problem is that it doesn't stay in one place for very long. It's always shuffling. I have 4 seasons here, but it's been a lot rainy lately, which is bad because the roof in my room has a lot of leaks. Ooh. Complaining about the... Yeah, we were very, very lucky because if you look at the heat stroke that that has been hitting Spain, France, Italy, I think, that all of that region, it missed us by like a smidge, like a real tiny smidge. It missed us, and I'm like, thank God, because I really didn't want that heat coming. I'm so not Portuguese in that aspect, because like Portuguese people love sun, they love heat, they love the summer, and I'm so not Portuguese in that aspect. I hate it. I love having 4 seasons. I used to love that too, scene. Here's the thing, we no longer have those. I missed having 4 seasons, yes, but I think the last couple of years we're going more towards kind of like a summer / winter, and then autumn and spring just sporadically appear, but they're not full seasons anymore. It's weird. I miss having those 4 seasons as well. Because we used to have really well-defined 4 seasons in Portugal, and I grew up with those, and it's annoying because the last couple of years I'm expecting from this month to that month to be a certain way, and it no longer is. Are freezing on the other hand, yeah. The world is going bonkers, basically, and we have only ourselves to blame, unfortunately. Rip indeed. Yep. I mean, and we're not even being... Here's the thing, we're not even being nice to ourselves, because the Earth, yeah, we're gonna hurt the Earth, but the Earth is gonna be here. It's gonna stay here. It's gonna survive. It's us we're actually not being friends to. Because we go, the Earth will stay. It will heal in time, a long time, but we can't even be nice to ourselves, basically. We're dummies. Despite all of our evolution, we're still dummies. Yeah. I love that a lot of our conversation topics have been just, you know, as depressing as ever. Maybe it won't heal. Look at Venus. I mean, eventually, we will. I mean, Earth will kind of look like Venus, but it'll still take too much time. Earth would eventually heal a bit and have some quiet time before it became Venus. But you know, doesn't excuse at all anything. Greed is going to kill us in the end. Oh yeah, definitely. And I think my cats are agreeing. What are you complaining about? You got food there. I made sure I'd give you guys food before the stream. Well, so what's the issue, mister? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, Anticus, but good is not the first word you use to describe humankind, unfortunately. Let's be honest here. We're flawed. We're too flawed. Yeah, indeed. I don't know, it's on one way it's nothing I can do about it's nothing I can solve. At the same time, it's not something I completely ignore either. Like, I do my part, or at least I try to do my part, but, you know, it's not gonna change anything. I keep doing it, but it's not gonna change anything. Did you try the new Civilization deal? No, I have not. I actually haven't, Dark Avenger, because, you know, I still don't have it. It's on my list. I will eventually have it. I still don't have it, though, so I haven't played it yet. But I'm glad that it actually addresses those issues, Dark Avenger. I think it's important for a game such as Civ to address that, right? I'm still vastly I'm still vastly disappointed and mad at Civ for still not having the Portuguese there. I mean, yeah, that amount of nukes is just bananas. It's no. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We are kind of ridiculous as a whole species, if we think about it. Any amount of nukes is bananas. True, true. But no amount of bananas is nukes, okay? Think about that. It's kind of like bananas instead of nukes. That's our campaign. Let's run a campaign like that. Having a lot of feline activity behind me. The logic of the powerful dudes. Yeah, the problem with the powerful dudes is that most of them have no logic at all. Therefore... But then again, if you think about it, it's our fault. Who put the powerful dudes in power? Who gave them the power? We did. The little people. I mean, I'm not saying we specifically did, but it's infuriating. Yeah. I don't know. At this point, the powerful dudes put powerful dudes in power. It's a self-perpetuating system that could only change with some radical event. Yeah, at this point, yes, but we, the little people, started by making the powerful dudes powerful first. I mean, at this point, yeah, they don't need us. They're putting themselves there. But we started it. It's our fault. It's the little people's fault to begin with. We should never have put them in power to begin with. We studied some cool history, and the birth of, you know, aristocracy, kings and queens and chiefs, if you think about it, they were always, in the beginning, nominated by the rest of whoever surrounded them. Like, the little people created their own problems, because then they would complain about their chiefs and their leaders and their kings and everything else. Yeah, but you started it. You decided to put one single guy in charge of everyone else. We should never have started that. It's a problem when we call ourselves the little people. Look, I know my place. I'm very little in the whole spec of things. You know what I mean? I'm just putting things into perspective. What? There's food. What's the issue, huh? What? You pampered cat. Well, I'm huge. Uh-huh. The pantless god. Oh, that's right. That is right. Man, we should take that for something on your channel, Anticus. That is still one of our memes, Dark Avenger. It will always be. Unless Anticus wants to borrow it for his channel. The pantless god. Oh. Hey there, Youngus. How are you? I don't know, then I have to stream without pants the whole time. I mean, no one will see it though. You can stream without pants, just don't show any of, you know, your pantless self on stream. How have you been? It's been a while. Do you have any news? Exactly, just don't stand up, see? I'm good, thank you. I'm finally through with school, so I'm gonna get back on streaming. We should start some games next week. Or I guess restart. It's more appropriate. But yeah, I mean, you can make it your thing. You know, you always stream pantless. Oh, vacation! Where are you at? And how's it going so far? Well, I guess. Hey there, Phantom! Hi, how are you? I'd use like cool looking mustard patterns, but that's go against Switch Go. I mean, you can use or not anything you want, right? You just don't show. You just don't show it on stream. Um, I mean, I guess I'm on a vacation as well because I did finish school, so I'm kind of on a vacation. I'm still not working, so I've always been on a vacation. Let's be honest, but I'm more on a vacation now that I finished school, I guess. How have you been, Phantom? Any news? But yeah, that's essentially been busy with work in university, I bet. My school is medium school. Yeah, I'm like here's the crazy thing. Sorry guys, I need to ugh. Here's the crazy thing. I I don't like school. And there were a lot of, you know, bits throughout this year that I did not enjoy at all because I do not enjoy school. But it was still very, very worth it. I don't regret it at all. And I might even consider in the future, you know, if I ever get in a place where I'm good financially again, to actually go there and take another course because they have courses in illustration, animation. So, you know, I won't say never. But yeah. But I'm definitely not a fan of school at all. I just wasn't made for it. Indeed. Yeah, eighth year. Man. I get ya. I hated school. I hated school. It was for a lot of people it's the best years of their lives. Those were some of my worst. The school bits, I guess. I'm not saying, you know, the friends and everything else, but I hated school. I totally get you. I'm one of those people. I wasn't made for school. It was just something I had to go through with. So I totally understand you. Bye, youngest. Thank you for dropping by. But yeah, it's yeah. Here's the thing. Bye. Here, I'll give you a happy pillow. my friends made university bearable. Yeah. Um, I don't. I didn't like university better or worse than I liked the rest of my school years, I guess. It was kind of a letdown in the sense that I was told university was gonna be way better than high school and middle school and whatever. And so I went with that expectation that it was gonna be something way better. And I found that it was the exact same thing. It was the same thing for me, at least. The same exact experience. So it was a huge letdown in that aspect because, I wasn't a fan of the good old middle school, high school thing. So, yeah. Okay, Anticas, have a safe trip and I'll see you soon. Thank you for dropping by. Friends help a lot. Yeah. If you do have some good friends, that's gonna make a lot of a difference. I did have some good couple of friends. I had my cousin, which was also a huge help in university as well, college, whatever you want to call it. What? You're interrupting me. Don't be rude. And having those people and then having Anticas as well after a certain point definitely helped. But I was still not a fan. When I finished, I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back for a doctorate or or anything like that. It's not a pleasant experience for me. And I think the only reason why I was able to do this course is because, it was 9 months. I knew it was something that was gonna last those 9 months and then I was gonna be done with it. It wasn't 1 year, it wasn't 2 years. Then that helped a little bit. Also, and I didn't have tests. That also helps. No tests whatsoever. That many friends? Oh yeah, no. I made like one friend at university. Like, I'm not talking about acquaintances and people you see and talk. I'm talking about like friend. I made like one at university. All of the friends I hang out with at university, they came from high school, middle school, people that just went to the same university as me, that I already previously knew. Yeah. And I was never a person that I never had many friends. I'm not one of those people that has a huge group of friends. I'm the type of person that has like 1, 2 close people in my life and that's it. The rest are acquaintances to me. There. I have to be petting him because he's like super jealous that I'm giving attention to you guys, I guess. I had to make all new friends. Everyone I knew from college and high school went to different universities around the country. That would have been the worst possible scenario for me, Phantom. My, hats off to you, because that's not easy at all. I don't really have friends that I tell everything to. I have my boyfriend and a few others, but I don't trust people in general. Yeah, I get you. Um, Anticus is probably the only person, yeah, probably the only person to date that I have told everything regarding myself, regarding what I think, what happens, what doesn't happen. Yeah, I think Anticus is the one person. He's definitely to trust me. He's definitely the one person that knows absolutely everything about me. I have people that have known almost everything about me, but he's the one that knows like 100%. Yeah, I get you, Sim. I don't trust easy either. And it takes a lot of time for someone to actually earn my full trust. I'm like that as well. I get you. I'm the same way. Yeah, I get you. And even Anticus, like, he is the exception, right? But I don't easily tell him those things. It doesn't come out easily. It's a work in progress. And I do it because I want him to be the one exception. But I still don't do it like it's easy. So I totally get you. Hi there, mister. You came back, huh? Yeah, exactly, guys. I totally get you. I only open up with people. Yeah, I need to know people for a long time because before they have my trust and we become uh, close and good friends. I totally get you. I'm the same way. I was really privileged when I went to college because my cousin was with me and we were on the same classes. And my cousin is like my little sister. We were cousins, but we were raised to think of each other as sisters, really. And I love her like I love my sisters, my actual sisters. So I was lucky to have her, right? Because she's one of the people I was closest to. And I had one of my two best friends there studying as well. And a couple of classmates from high school. So I was super lucky because I had some good people to distract me in college. And once again, I have a cat taking over my my desk. I need to start next week. I gotta move some things around on my desk because if he's gonna come back up here, I need to move this so that the Cintiq is not at danger from all the cat love. But yeah, Anticus, on the other hand, I can speak for him. He's the kind of person that he has his like really good friends, his couple of really close good friends, but then he has them and they're on a special place, right? But then he makes friends everywhere else he goes. He's that kind of person. He's always surrounded by people and everyone is easily a friend to him. We're very much opposites in that regard. In fact, we weren't like we didn't get to know each other sooner in college because he was a popular in the sense that he spoke to a vast majority of the people in our classes, right? So he was always surrounded by a large group of people. And because I already had people that I trusted, I didn't feel the need to mingle. So that's probably why we didn't get together as soon as we could have. Cat pedicure at the moment. Hi there. You comfortable? Okay, what time is it? They're at least together now. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I was always aware of him, but I never would have thought we would have gotten together because I was like, yeah, we're so different. He's always with a bunch of people and in the center of attention, and not on purpose, mind you. He's just one of those people. He attracts other people. I would never have thought we would have gotten together in our first year, at least, because we got to know each other and we became friends in our second year at university. And we only started a relationship 2 years later after that. So it still took a while. All things have their time, I guess. And I'm rambling. What time is it? I don't know how is it possible that the afternoon is already ending, basically. Time flew by. But that's actually a good thing. It's a sign that I was actually having fun here with you guys. So yeah, once again, plans. Streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays, with maybe an occasional surprise stream every other day, but I'll warn. Maybe. Yeah, and I'm gonna start being around a lot more, so we can keep up with each other. And that's about it. Really, there's not much else to discuss. I'm probably I can't say for sure. I know that during Antikus's vacation, we might spend a few days at his parents' place. Outside the city, that is. So maybe that will interfere with streaming, but we'll see. It might not. But when the time comes, we'll talk about that. Thank you, Phantom. It's nice to be back. It really is. I missed streaming. It's really nice to be back. I'm excited for 2019, for a new year of streaming. Okay, Cat. It's okay. I love you too, Cat. It's jealous little barf follow. Oh. I thought I had dropped something. I didn't. Alright guys, so it's getting kind of late, and because it's gonna be home soon, and we're gonna see what we're gonna have for dinner, because I have no idea. I'll leave it up to him. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be back Tuesday, but if by any chance I happen to have an impromptu stream, I'll usually warn on Discord, Twitter, stuff like that. But if we don't see each other first, and if we only get together next week, as usual, I hope you guys had an amazing week, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much, Scene. Thank you. You too. Have fun, and if not before, I'll see you guys next week for sure for the usual streaming goodness. Thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it, because I did want to catch up with you guys, and I loved spending the afternoon just rambling and talking about whatever. So yeah, thank you for dropping by. And I mean, thank you for still being around. I really appreciate it. You too, Dark Avenger. My head of the party. Oh, thank you guys. Don't thank me. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you so much, really. Thank you for sticking around and for being patient with the whole hiatus, hibernating hermit me. Yeah, we're gonna be around each other a lot more now, from now on. So yeah. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And I'll be back next week for sure. So yeah, take care guys. I'm gonna... Let's see if I can still... Oh god, I have a cat in front of me. Let's see if I can still go back to my usual saying goodbye thingy, because I'm out of practice. I need to check my things, and I have a Garfield in front of me. But yeah, let's I'm just, you know, gonna say thank you, and I hope to see you next week. Alright guys, bye everyone. Say bye, Garfield. Let me show some Garfield. Yay, bye. Bye guys, thank you so much. Have fun.